What's up, everybody? Just doing my warm up here. Just riding the bike for about 5 minutes just to get the blood flowing. I just wanted to give a little intro. Um, don't really know what to say. Nothing scripted here. So, and I don't really know how to talk in front of a camera. I'm talking to a camera right now. But hopefully you can hear me too, or else I'm just wasting my breath. But um, yeah, I just wanted to hit on making this new brand, gym brand. Um, Tip of the spear. I'm really hoping it works out. Uh, of course, I'd like to live comfortably off of it, but my main goal here is to get people better, more healthier. That's the most important thing, at least. But honestly, if I could get a handful of people, I mean, one is better than none, but if I can change one person's life, let's say they were on the verge of a major illness because of their weight or health, living sedentary, and I help them change that and live more years than it would have if they wouldn't have made a drastic change in their life. I think that would be a goal accomplished for me. But I just want to, this 2023, I was in some low spots in my life, and I came to realize that physical health doesn't always fix mental health. Obviously, yes, it does. It does help. Physical health definitely makes you feel better, but some of us have demons that they need help in other ways than going to lift some weights, get bigger and stronger, looking better. Sometimes you gotta get help, either from a counselor, from God. I was lucky enough to get help from both of them. So doing better this year. That's the main goal. Especially like starting up this, it made me realize how much love is out there with the support I've gotten just in the last 48 hours. Like the other day, I posted that I'm starting this, and then I started the social media stuff. I got Facebook and Instagram up. I'll probably start like a TikTok channel too and see how it goes, just to get the name out there. But it just was like within the first day of posting the Facebook page, I got like 50 or 60 followers in the first day. I mean, yeah, to some maybe that's not a lot, but to me that's a lot. Hopefully we'll get it growing. For now, I got 9 more months in the military. It'll give me time to help get mentally and physically prepared and financially. I'm sure I'll have to figure a lot of things out, but I'd like to get this hit the ground running when the opportunity comes. So I'd like to be prepared for that within this next year. Um, I want to, in the meantime, get the social media going. Obviously, some of you already hit me up about my 6-week training plan. Um, It's actually been a lot more work than I anticipated. So we have until January 15th to get that free training plan. If that's what you want, send me a message. I'll hit you up with it. Uh, yeah, gonna work out. All right. I'm be doing some shoulders today. Yeah. I did my warm ups already, but this I just like doing some mobility work. I'm just doing some side raises with the plates all the way up. Full range of motion. And get a little burn going. All right. So next I like to do these overhead presses also for mobility. So we're gonna slightly bend the knees, keep your core tight, fists up, kind of elbows out front, and just kind of press it straight up. Make sure you keep your head forward too at the top, back down. Get that full shoulder range of motion. Keeping that core tight all the way through. I'm warm. All right. I can start adding some weight. First rule, you don't have to add too much weight to sacrifice proper lifting form. Once your form starts to go into shit, then you leave yourself open for injury. And I know firsthand experience that injury is not cool. All right. I feel pretty good. Add a little bit of weight. So pretty much how I like to do shoulders is after I get my complete shoulder mobility workout and before and warm up, um, I like to do some form of overhead press, whether it be um, barbell standing, barbell overhead presses, or dumbbell presses, seated dumbbell presses. I like to do some form of overhead press first, and then my personal favorite is side lateral raises. So I like to hit the front mid delts first, then mid delts, and then rear delts last. All right, see another set. I got a little heavier. I'll probably stick with that next set. I'm out of shape too. This next 6 weeks, I'm gonna try and do a transformation as well. As some of you can see, I've added a little bit of the holiday weight. And I've only worked out a couple days a week the last few months. I would say few months, but maybe 2 months. I'd say just some advice. Um, if you're just starting out, I'd say at minimum 3 to 4 days a week is just maintaining. Now, if you're going from 0 days a week to 3 days a week working out, obviously you're going to see some results, but you really want to get like 4 to 5 days a week to really see some decent results. That and your diet. Diet is probably the most important thing, and that's one thing I need to get back into. And it's not easy, but it's super important. Once you get used to it, it's not as bad. You just kind of have to change your mindset about things. Or like eating is, it's not a, I should say, most people eat food for pleasure. Food should be thought of as food is fuel. Food is energy. If you think of food more as an energy rather than for pleasure, then it'll definitely help you out a lot. We've grown as a society to think food is a pleasure thing, especially when the unhealthy food tastes the best. So it's definitely a thing you have to get in your mindset that uh, eat for fuel, not for pleasure. All right, let me get this set. I'll probably only go like partial reps for this one. Get a good isolation. All right. I'll probably do one more, but I'll meet you on the next one. Get into some side raises, lateral raises. Now I'm just starting with 15s. I realize when you do these seated, you don't have to do them nearly as heavy. When you're standing, you use your momentum to kind of rock them, throw them up. But now I'm trying to, when you're seated, you don't get to use as much momentum, and you kind of do thumbs down a little bit. It really hits your mid delt a lot more. If you're just throwing it up, your thumbs up, or even you hit more of your front. I like to really try and target that mid delt. Let's see how she goes. Another thing with these, you don't want to use your traps as much when you do these. A lot of people, they kind of like shrug to bring them up. You want to keep your traps up here relaxed. Try and keep them relaxed. I know that you can't really relax them, but you want to keep your shoulders in that same place instead of bringing them up. Then you're using more traps than you are delts, if that makes any sense. I'm out of shape. We'll get there. All right, let's do another one. Yeah. Another thing, I don't know why. Every time I work out, I yawn, even with pre-workout. No idea why, but just gotta keep pushing. All right. I'm gonna do a couple more sets of these. Don't need to waste your time watching me. We'll see you on the next one. All right. These ones, moving on to rear delts. This exercise is probably one of the best exercises you can do for just targeting rear delts. You can do like bent over flies, or yeah, the rear pec deck, but you're gonna hit your traps in that too, or even with face pulls, you're gonna use your traps, and with those, but these have been proven to just isolate your rear delts, and they do look funny when you do them, but who cares how you look when you do them, as long as you're doing it right. So this is with a barbell. As you do, just keeping it your grip, shoulder width apart, and kind of bending your knees, just like this, and just bringing it straight back. Just focus on those rear delts. And I notice you do hit your triceps doing these a little bit. Maybe I'm not doing them exactly right, but they work. My mid delts are already shot from doing those lateral raises. Oh, I'm burnt out already. And another thing to throw in, counting reps and sets. Obviously, for just a new gym goer, usually you want to do 3 to 4 sets and like 8 to 12 reps, and that's for building muscle. If you go heavier sets or heavier reps and less reps, if you do like 3 sets of 5 or 5-3-1, a lot of people do, you're going to focus more on strength. And for most people, it's good to change it up. That way you don't plateau. If you do, that's what a lot of people do with like strength and conditioning. Weekly, you change your sets and reps so you don't plateau, and you get your numbers up, and you get your strength up, and your size up. They start with like, we'll just say, for example, 3 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 10. And the next week, you do the same exercise go heavier and do 3 sets of 8, or you like 10, 8, 6. Just going, raising the weight, lower the reps. And then the following week, go down again. So you say you did 10, 10, 8, 6. Next week, you 10, 8, 6, 6. And heavier weights. It gets a lot more scientific than that, but just as an example, it's just like in general. And then say after you do that for 4 weeks, go back to your original rep and set count with more weight. So you're going to be stronger after that 4 weeks, after that cycle of 4 weeks. And that's how you'll get your numbers up. Now, obviously, there's other things that you could do within that time period to also get your time or your numbers up, but just a quick explanation on how that works. Yeah, but if you're just like basic gym goer, you just want to be healthy, just do 3 or 4 sets of 12 or 15. And a lot of people, they want to go for more fat loss, so more cardio. You go 12 to 16 reps, and that'll help burn a little bit of extra stuff. But at the same time, if you build muscle burns fat. That's the fastest way to lose fat, is to build muscle. Nobody says that. And then if you're a female and you say, I don't want to lift weights, I don't want to get bulky, I don't want to look manly, you're not going to. Most of these girls that lift weights, look manly, they have other things to inject to make them look that way. Lifting weights isn't going to make you look manly. All right, one more set. All right. Another thing, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even count my reps. Except for like your main lifts, like squat, bench, deadlift, the bigger core lifts like that. I'll count my reps and sets and wait for that. But other than that, I just do until you can't do anymore. And obviously, maybe since I've been doing this for a while, I can like subconsciously count where I'm at. The main thing I just focus on is the contraction of that working muscle, and until failure. And if I'm subconsciously counting past like 12 reps for myself at least, then I'll go up and wait. Or if it feels way too hard and I can't get a proper lift with proper form, I'll go down and wait. It's super simple stuff. A lot of people get discouraged by this stuff because they don't think they know what they're doing, but a lot of stuff you can't Can't get it wrong. Just watch a couple YouTube videos. There's so many freaking influencers out there nowadays. Which most of them are probably bullshitters, but at least a lot of them know how to do proper exercises. All right, next one. All right. Now I'm gonna hit something in my throat today. Now we're gonna hit upper traps. I like to save the lower traps for back day. Upper traps I'll hit on shoulder day, just with some shrugs. Maybe I'll do some face pulls sometimes, but today I'm just gonna do some shrugs. I don't really go super heavy. When your traps are sore, it's like so uncomfortable. Like you feel it like all up through your neck. It just feels like a bad headache, and it's not fun. I don't need to like look like I got super traps, anyways. Just do them just to hit the muscles. You gotta hit everything. Hit all the body parts. Don't ever neglect any type of body muscle groups. Like the small ones, that's how a lot of people get injured. Like back problems, for example. They have a lot of weak, like hip and erector muscles in their back. That's what causes their back problems. And then when you go to physical therapy, they help you strengthen those muscles up, and then boom, back problems go away, or knee problems, or shoulder problems. Rotator cuff, you have weak rotator cuffs, so they build your rotator cuff muscles up. Just like little muscles that you don't work every day unless you specifically work out those muscles. There's usually muscles I hit just like on warm-ups with bands, with light weights. Don't want to get injured again. Injuries suck. All right, go for the first set. I like doing these on the Smith machine too. It's nice and controlled. It just isolates that muscle group when you use the Smith machine. I like to do on these is on the up, pause for a second, down, control. Majority of exercises that you do, you want slow and controlled during the eccentric movement. So the eccentric is the lengthening of that muscle group. Concentric is constricting of that muscle group. So for shrugs, for example, your concentric is up eccentric is lowering of these muscles, and the eccentric movement, that's where you get a lot of muscle growth. So you see a lot of people there like doing shrugs, and they just shrug it up and just drop it right down. You're not getting results. If you go up, nice and controlled down, you're gonna get so much better uh, results from that rather than just putting the weight down. Shrugs too. If I just do this all day, yeah, it'll do something, but not as much as contracting and then back down slow. You feel it because you burn out a lot faster too. A lot of people call slow eccentric movements, those are negative reps. So if you do negative reps once in a while, you really like shock that muscle group. All right, one more set. Notice I cut my head off on this cut. That's okay. You see what I'm doing. Another thing, another tip is to do when you're working out a muscle group, make sure you're working out the full length of that muscle. So like shrugs, for example, you're all the way up and all the way down. If I sit here and do this, you're not working out the full muscle. There's fibers within your muscles. They kind of do this. And when you lengthen them, you're doing this, contracting, you're pretty much doing this with the length of that muscle. If you're just doing this part, you're not working that full muscle. So, trying to give you a good visualization of that. I don't know if I explained it very well, but sometimes, obviously, when you're doing like accessory work, like muscle groups at the end of a workout, or even at the beginning, if you're doing arms, for example, just doing this just to increase that blood flow into your muscle. Yeah, obviously that's good to do once in a while. But if you want the full benefit of that muscle, you want to use the full length of that muscle. Another thing, if I just did a bunch of bicep curls like this all day, then I'm probably gonna be walking around like this instead of the full length. It's gonna shorten that muscle. I think that's enough for today. I'm gonna do another set on here anyways, but I don't think you need to see anymore. Alright, so finish the workout. I gotta walk to my office real quick with my bands here. We got a gym at work. That's kind of a perk of being in the military. But I wanted to do some abs today, just to kind of work out those ab muscles since they haven't been getting much love lately. But doing the camera and everything takes up a lot of time. I think that took like over 2 hours just to get a couple exercises in. So I got the puppies at home. I don't want to leave them alone too long. So I figured I better get going. I'm going to get these bands from the office, and I'll be doing a little tutorial of how to do some band exercises at home. And with these workouts that I've been giving out, a lot of people have bands at home, and it's been a while since I've been in here. I've been on holiday leave for a couple weeks. Everything seems to be in order. But as I was saying, a lot of people have resistance bands at home, but not always everybody knows how to use them. So I'm gonna do some exercises on how to use resistance bands at home. Maybe I'll do some dumbbell stuff at home too. I got like 2 5-pounds and a 15-pound dumbbell, so do a little how-to. All right, so not too bad of a video, my first video. Today is the 2nd, I think, of January. Yeah, today's the 2nd. Hopefully I'll do some quick editing and try and have this video up here in a couple days. So I got tomorrow off. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Have it up on Wednesday or Thursday. I go back to work Thursday. So that's going to be fun. After almost 3 weeks off. All right. Wanted to talk while I walked to my office because I feel like if I turn my car on, it connects to the Bluetooth, I might screw my microphone up. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll try and think of some motivating quote. Oops, I just dropped one of my earbuds. I'll try and think of a cool motivating quote to end my videos. But I don't really have anything now. So just do what you can with what you have. And try and take a deeper meaning out of that. Everybody that knows me, I'm not good with my words. But I mean, well, hopefully somebody gets motivated by this. And if you did learn anything from my video, comment and tell me what you learned. Next time you see me, the beard will probably be gone. I get to work on this during all the day. I'm gonna miss it. All right. See you next time.